So welcome ladies and gentlemen to the final event of the ORL B split. We're here today in Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit, and we're here for the qualifying. And this time it's a little bit different because we have no streamer out there today. It will be just me, Maku, commentating for you the qualifying and the race. Yeah, so why don't we get started? We have two DRS straights with um, chicanes on each end, and that's the quicker part of the track. And let's see what the drivers can do with their softs out there. We have already a few drivers out, like half of them, and they're doing their out lap to prepare themselves. And about the championship, we have currently our first place. The championship winner of the drivers' championship is Speed Booster. He has now a 53 points gap to Black Panther, and will, I think, gain another few points this race. But he can't get to the 300 points. Then the most important thing today will be the battle for second or more, even more, for third and fourth place, because we have there three drivers, especially between the second and third place. It's very tight. We have there 3 points separating Iceman and Black Panther, and I think Iceman is not in the qualifying. No, he isn't, but he will get to the race later on. At least that's what I'm knowing of. Marcus racing as well. He is 12 points behind Iceman and 15 points behind Black Panther, so even he could have a chance of the second place if Black Panther and Iceman don't score that much points. But I think we will soon see the first fastest laps of our drivers, and Flexis Marcy is making his last few corners of this 21 corner circuit. One of the circuits with more corners, even though some of them belong to the straights and are not really corners. And we have our first times. Currently, Flexis Marcy, which we've been watching, has the fastest time with a 1:35.2, and Black Panther behind him with a 1:35.4. Pole position and South seem a little bit off because they're 2 seconds behind, and Weke and Eagle do too, but I assume that could have something to do with the lag they mentioned in the chat. I think Abu Dhabi is a more laggy circuit in the game, so some of the drivers have FPS drops, so they maybe can't get every corner right. But yeah, we've seen nearly everybody completing their first laps on the softs. Here is Emilio Sachs, who is currently, who's standing? No, there's nobody standing on the track. Emilio Sachs is currently on the medium tires, trying his best. In the table behind him is Rupert with a hard tire. I don't know if he just wants to try them out or if he really wants to do the quali on the hard tire. But let's see what Emilio Sachs can pull out with 57 seconds in sector 2. That's a little bit faster than some of the other drivers. And yeah, let's let him make his way through the final couple of corners. And let's see what he will get for time. We have the first 1:34 time of Mark, and Emilio Sachs is doing a 1:36.5 on his mediums. Not that bad, especially because even some of the some of the people driving soft tires are behind him. And Rupert did his first lap too and has a 1:37.4 with the hard tires. So basically here you can see the difference between the tires. You can, per tire, you can like pull out 1 second if they're fresh, or even more. Depends also on the driver. Some drivers feel more comfortable on like mediums tires. Hard is not the best one to drive on, of course, but yeah, every driver has his preference. And let's look at some of the people who haven't did their first round yet. And here with Daryl coming through corner 19 into 20 and into the last one, 29, down into 4th gear and the way down to the start and finish line. And what do we have? A 1:36.740. So a little bit worse, a little bit behind Emilio Sachs, and Philippe Nunes is setting a 1:36.8, nearly behind his teammate, but on hards. So good result for him on hard tires. Therefore up in the table. And all of the other drivers are now nearly in the pits, and only Daryl and Philippe Nunes are out. And South and Mealy are going to make their way out on the track, and Toffee's trying for a new best time, but I can guarantee you that won't be it, because he's only in corner 19 now, and he's already in the 140s. So maybe he's used this as a warm-up lap. I don't know right now if the soft tires can be faster on your kind of third lap out, because you have the out lap actually also counting as a lap. But let's see what he can pull out of those hard tires. Of course, this fast corner combination 2 and 3 and the 4 are very tricky. If you don't get them right, you can fly a little bit off the track. And after nearly every of these fast straights, or nearly straights, is a chicane, so a very heavy braking zone, leading into the next straight, and then at the end, the kind of rectangle corner thing for a little bit lower speed. And Tuffy's making his way into the third sector, going down corner 17, 18, a little bit up, then braking again. It's tricky this part, because they're left corners in a small room. It's not like a chicane. You can accelerate in between those corners, but you have to be carefully. And now let's see what time Toffee can pull out, and it's a 1:36.8. So the times are getting a little bit faster. I think either everyone has been already get used to the lag, or it's getting a little better for them, as Black Panther set a new provisional pole position time with a 1:34.6, and we have 7 minutes to go. Oh, it's a yellow flag out here. No, it's a green one. That's good. So most of the drivers are out again for another try for a hot lap. And why don't we sit on board around with Burkhoff? Not a millisec, he's in pit right now. But Burkhoff is also making his way down into the third sector. Again into corner 18. No, it's 17. That is 18. Next one is corner 19. All three corners in the third gear. Then up again to corner 20, down into fourth, and again down into fourth, or even into second. Oh no, that was not a quick lap. He went into the pits. I was wondering why he was switching up to down to second gear. So, but here's Flexus Marcy again going through corners 18 and 90. And down to 20. Let's see if he can improve his time of 1:35.2. No, he will go into the pits as well. What about Mark? Oh, nearly a second off in the first sector. I don't know if he will stay out this lap. Barney is 2 seconds off in the sector. Pole position will soon get a sector time. He's 5 seconds off. Ooh, what is happening? Daryl is a little bit faster in this second attempt, I think. And now we're not seeing anyone on the hards out there. So Daryl is making his way down the first of the long straights to corner 8. A very heavy braking zone and a big lock up of Daryl. Yeah, that's one of the main problems, and that's also one of the problems why overtaking in those corners is very difficult. First, because you have a very heavy braking zone, and second, because these corners are really tight. It's like a chicane. It's a little bit more wider, but you were that fast onto this first straight that driving alongside each other through this chicane is very complicated. But yeah, let's see Daryl making his way down the second gear as... Oh no, he's already in sector 3. I wish someone else on the track map. He's now going through corner 19. Again, these last few, all nearly 90-degree corners. Down to the start and finish line, and let's see if he can improve his lap. No. Why is he 9 seconds up? He was a little bit... I don't know. The game is weird sometimes, I think. Eagle is off his time too. Daryl is now a little faster. Hopefully the game is showing the right things. Weka is off his time and takes the shortcut. So he's obviously invalidated his lap and is going back to the pits. And we have now Black Panther with an outlap, but wrong direction. We can watch Eagle a little bit while Black Panther is doing his warm-up lap. Eagle going down the first DRS section, down to corner number 8 and 9. Very tight combination, a little uphill, as you can see in this perspective, and then it goes through corner 10 into the next straight. Even though corner 10 isn't really a corner because you're just going full throttle through them. And then a combination of 11, 12 and 13 down to corner 14, and with a lot of speed through 15, 16, 17. Then again the old combinations 18, 19. The way down to corner 20 and 21, and let's see, he is also going into the pits, but let's see what Black Panther is doing. He's a little bit off this time, 29 thousandths of a second, so could be some room for improvement if he does this third sector. Oh, I think that was too far off the track. Theoretically the lap would be valid, but I don't know if he wants to drive this lap down to the line. And being behind Mark, I think, is it? I don't know right now. No, it's Tuffy. Oh, he was a little bit faster. Like, I think it was 38 thousandths of a second. But Mark has now the fastest lap, the fastest lap, and with that provisional pole. I didn't really realize when that happened. I'm sorry, but Mark is sitting currently on provisional pole, and it looks like if no one else can beat him, we will see him up first on the last race of this 11th season of the online racing league. Black Panther is a little bit slow right now, going back to the pit, of course. Well, we tried before. Let's take this round with Birkhoff down the second straight through the 10th corner into 11, 12 and 13 with a lot of heavy braking, and there's someone really cutting the corners. Corner 14 down in third gear, and then full speed through 15 and 16. Then corner 17 in the second gear, 18 and 19 in third, and then again up through the gears to gain a little bit more speed to get the last bits of time out of this round. And he's improving by 4/10 and is now sitting in fourth with a 1:35.582. So let's look who could beat this. The only one is pole position with 0.08 of a second up on his previous lap in sector 2, going now full speed through corners 14 and 15 and 16 down into second gear through corner 17. And then again the known combination of 18 and 19. Let's see what he can pull out. Maybe he can get a little bit of time out of the last few corners. But I don't really know. I should have looked at his position before the session ended. So this is the qualifying result, with Mark in pole position with a 1:34.589. In second place with Black Panther, third is Flexus Marcy, fourth is Birkhoff, then Rupert and Barney, the two team colleagues alongside, and pole position in the Mercedes, Toffee, Daryl, Emilio, Wecke, Nunes, South, Eagle, Velocity and Mealy, and Speed Booster and Hypnotize at the end. They said no time. Well, yeah. Let's see. They should be racing now because Speed Booster is leading in the championship, and I think he wants a little bit fun at the end of this good going season for him. So we are now waiting for the drivers to confirm their setups, and I personally hope there won't be no rain for the drivers, because then we will see a very exciting battle for the second place. Of course, a little bit of rain would be fun, but you also have to mention that we're in Abu Dhabi, so rain is not that common here. And let's look at this formation lap. So to go through the Drivers' Championship again, Speed Booster is in first place with 272 points, and second is Black Panther, and 3 points behind him is Iceman, and 15 points behind the second Black Panther is Mark. This will be a very exciting battle today. Then we have Hypnotize in 5th, and then Kuchert in 6th. I think Kuchert isn't racing today, no he isn't, but it wouldn't really matter because he's nearly 100 points off of Hypnotize. Then we have the Bird in 7th place, who isn't racing today too. That could mean that Flexus Marcy will be 7th at the end of the session and at the end of the season, because he's sitting in 8th right now with 2 points less. Barney is in 9th, Iceberg in 10th, Zafsu in 11th. Then we have Rupert in 12th, Mile in 13th, Money in 14th, Philip Noons in 15th place, Weka in 16th, and Lou in 17th, and Toffee in 18th. In the Drivers' Championship, we have Williams leading, and Williams will be winning with 293 points currently. In second place is Mercedes with 214 points. In third place is Ferrari with 201 points. So there could be a little mix if Ferrari is gaining at least 14 points more than Mercedes. Then another team who's very close to them is McLaren with just 1 point less than Ferrari with 200 points. Then we have Renault in 6th, Renault in 5th, Red Bull, Haas, Racing Point, Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo at the end of the table, as we see the drivers lining up for the final race of the 11th season of the B-Split of the ORL League, with Mark in pole position. And let's see the lights going out for a last time this season. 4, 5, and lights out, and let's go down to the first corner. Let's see who gets a better start. Looks like Black Panther gets a better start and is already in front of Mark, as Emilio Sachs is already retired from the session. I think there was a massive crash at the start. Is that possible? As the drivers make their way down into the first couple of corners, we've seen a little mix up. I think Emilio Sachs has crashed out the first couple of sections, and I think the safety car's out, yeah. I mentioned that pretty late. So yeah, another safety car this season. So drivers can look at their tires a little more. Of course, they have to ensure that the tires will not get too cold, but the safety car will be out for a few laps. So let's see what will happen. I really asked myself what happened there into the first corner, because I was a little bit busy with the front row because there was an overtake, and I'm really asking me what happened there. But yeah, also these first couple of corners where Emilio, I think, crashed are a really dangerous combination, especially if you're going through with 20 cars directly behind each other. And there was contact, I assume, and that's the cause. Oh, a little bit bumpy. But yeah, we have Black Panther winning a place. A lot of movement right now. Oh, and the first pit stops. Of course. Let's look at the tires. A lot of people are going to the... What are they pitting to? These mediums again already. I don't think you can pull out the mediums to last until the end, but they are surely going for a medium and then softs again. Some of them are even going to the hards, so I think a medium soft should be possible. Of course, a hard soft is always the safe way, but of course it's also a little bit slower because the harder tire has not as much grip as the medium one does. So we don't see any times between those drivers, but I think they don't really matter because we're in the safety car. Interesting is only the tire mashup with a lot of mediums. Yeah, now again a few softs and only 2 hards. We can go back where we started with the position changes. Flexus Marcy has lost 10 places and Burkhoff 13. So maybe they were involved into the accident too. Or I think Flexus Marcy pitted, so that's maybe the reason. Burkhoff too. But maybe a few of them pitted because of front wing damage. But in the front there was a lot of movement. We have, for example, Speed Booster moving up 8 places. Yeah, I remember he didn't take part in the qualifying, but of course we know he's the championship winner, so he will make his way through the field. As Mark is pitting, I assume for nearly the same reason as all the others did. And now Speed Booster's even up 9 places. But another one who got 4 up is Hypnotize. I think he didn't take part 2 in the qualifying, but he's also a great driver, we know. Currently sitting in 5th. Could be trying to get at least 4th, but then he would have to beat Mark, our pole sitter today. And yeah, with Weka, who won 6 places. Currently sitting in 16th. So with being in 5th, let's look a little bit at the results of the drivers in the past times. So Weka, for example, where is Weka? A lot of midfield places, most of the times points, but 5th place was the highest place. Last 2 races he was retiring, and now he's sitting in 5th place. Of course, that's not the provisional 5th place, and the safety car will come in this lap, so all of the drivers can prepare now for a restart. And yeah, what was I saying? I forgot, as always. So then let's concentrate on the restart. Let's concentrate on the next 25 laps of Abu Dhabi. Oh, and a lot of contact there. Barney didn't expect Rupert to brake that hard. And Black Panther is now in control of the restart. He gives the other drivers the speed they need to drive, and he's the first one to accelerate down to the line. Oh, and Hypnotize had a collision too. They did not expect to go that slow. as and green flags and restart. Let's see. Black Panther and Rupert are already battling. Oh, as Black Panther goes a little bit very wide into corners 2 and 3. Or was it the first one? I think it was the first one. And now going to the first DRS straight. With DRS not enabled yet, but I think the next lap or something, it will be enabled because of the safety car. Of course, it was not enabled in lap 3. So let's see who else could be battling. Maybe Speed Booster and oh yeah, Hypnotize is battling with Philip Nunes and Daryl. Let's see if we can catch some onboard action. I think, oh, and Velocity got in there with very late braking. Of course, always something you can point with in Abu Dhabi. And Williams and Renault, I think, going side by side. And down there, oh, there's a lot of action out on the track. This isn't a real good perspective. Thank you. Oh no, not that bug. That's not pretty cool. I'm just quickly looking at that one. Yeah, sorry. And like that. So we have no here, and it looks like Speed Booster disconnected. Is that possible? It's a yellow flag out here. Seems, oh, South went off. Oh, South was, oh, South crashed, I think. Oh no. Another crash, the second already, in the first 5 laps. But yeah, let's see. Oh, Speed Booster has regained as we're sitting on board with him. Yeah, we're seeing. Oh, it's virtual safety car. I didn't notice that. I think they need to put like bigger information about that. But it's green again. Green flags out there, so let's start racing again. And Calcifer joined too. What's up with Calcifer? Oh, he left the session again. So, Speed Booster has kind of a lag. Jumped behind Hypnotize now, but a bit of battle. No, where's Hypnotize? There. Berkov and Speed Booster are now battling. Through corner 14. And yeah, the two guys at the front, Rupert and Black Panther, already gained 5.5 seconds of the second kind of group of 4 drivers. And Hypnotize is going into the pits, so his mediums seem to be done. Then let's take a look where he comes out. Pretty far back, maybe even behind Barney, but Barney already has some time, some time penalties. Mark seemed really slow there. Oh, it's virtual safety car, and then that's why he's so slow. So what happened again there? Oh, Philip Nunes, why? Where? Especially. Where is he? Oh, there. Also in corners 2, 3, kind of. This combination is very, very dangerous, but also very. It has a very. You need a lot of skill for this one, and if you get this combination wrong one time, it could be the end of the race, as it was for South or Nunes, but I did not see the incident, so it could be that they also battled and someone went into the side of them, and that's why they spun off or crashed or whatever happened. But now the virtual safety car is gone again, and Mark seems to be doing quite a bit of mistakes, which is causing Mealy to get even closer and even going past Mark, but Mark let him pass because has he some damage? Oh, well, he has no front wing, that's maybe a reason. So pole position is stopping, coming out in front of Barney. Mark is also in the pits, so Mark will stay behind him. Barney will also pass pole position and Mark. Mark was obvious, but I thought Barney was far enough ahead, but no. But basically pole position is right at the tail of Barney, and they can go down the first DRS straight, and DRS is now activated. I didn't get that quite, but alright, DRS is now activated, so pole position can open his rear wing, but now he's a little bit too far away from Barney, so maybe he'll need some laps to get a little bit closer. But we still have Daryl battling a little bit of Toffee. A little mistake there. A little bit of locking up just the front left tire, I think. Trying to get closer to Toffee. Then we had Weke in the 1 second window for DRS, but now getting a little bit slower. FX Marcy is getting a little space, as well as is FX Rupert of Black Panther. So, oh, and Daryl maybe has a chance to overtake Toffee in this corner 2 and 3. Now through, let's have a look. Let's have a look what this will going to be. Daryl finally got past Toffee. Basically, also a little bit fast driver. So, as you can see, he's already like nearly a second of Toffee. Of course, Toffee has now DRS, so oh, was a little bit much steam there of Daryl's tires. And Eagle's getting, it's not the first time penalty of the race, but it's a one-time penalty for multiple warnings. But actually we have just some time penalties, not that much. Alexis Marcy already got like 10 seconds worth of time penalties. So assume he was too fast in the pit lane, and maybe that, I think it was the severe collision this other time. This is team colleague is Toffee is letting the velocity pass. He's not really battling, as Speed Booster is arriving and overtaking the inside, but Toffee seems like he's letting the people pass. But I think his 7 laps old softs are now done, and that's the reason why he's going into the pits. So we've just Black Panther out there now, and that may be also a reason why he's slower than Rupert right now, because the softs are now getting weared off, and that's also, you can also see that in the times of the drivers. And Mark is putting in the fastest lap with a 1:39. So maybe we can take a quick look. Oh, wrong button. At the fastest laps. There's a 1:39.5, which is, oh no, Flexus Marcy has a 1:39.2. but they are the only drivers in the 139 times. Maybe we can, no, the tires cannot be sorted off the fastest tire, then let's go there. And we've already marked with 2 stops. On which tire is he on softs. So he's maybe going for a soft, medium. I assume he started on softs because he has already pitted. And Burkhoff and Mealy are going to go on the softs at lap 20, I think, to get the max out of those tires. But yeah, let's see. Speed booster is quite close to Burkhoff. Not really, but maybe in down the next DRS straight he can pull out something. So let's see. With now the DRS activated, let's get on board with him. Let's see if he can overtake velocity, which would mean he needs to brake later, and he did a little bit at least, with a little bit of a lockup, but he got past the velocity and gets the other DRS as well because of the DRS activation zone. I think if I'm informed correctly, there's only one detection zone, or am I wrong? I'm not sure. I am currently not quite sure about that, but that's not that important because Speed Booster is already at the back of the next driver, the back of Daryl, who is missed the previous apex a little bit, and Black Panther gets another 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Always a avoidable penalty, but yeah, that would happen. So let's see who is in 4th place. It is Speed Booster, of course. He has no time penalties yet, but let's see if he can get past Daryl, because that's what you need to get up to the first 2 to the top, to the leader group. They are 10 seconds off. Basically, Marcy is 10 seconds off, and then Rupert is another 6 seconds off. So he has a quite big puffer to chill on. And the Speed Booster's really tired trying. He's really battling with Daryl, and finally got past him, of course, with DRS. Wasn't really a hard overtaking maneuver. And yeah, now Daryl nearly went into the back of him. But yeah, now I think Speed Booster is trying to attack the front group, and as Mealy retires, what happened to Mealy? Where did he retire? On the first, and safety car is out again. Who's there in the, is it Rupert? Yeah, it's Rupert. Let's take a look. What happened down there? Oh, wow, that is slow. Yeah, go a little bit faster. I want to see what happened to Mealy. As Burkhoff gets a drive-through penalty and Mealy was removed. I couldn't really see what happened or where he lied, but that was the 3rd accident in or after corners 2, 3, 4. I think, was it already 4? Yeah, no, I think one of the good drivers went off somewhere else. But yeah, now is another good time to pit. And the funny thing to mention is that the guys previously mentioned before the race that there will be 2 safety cars, and that's now the case. That's the 2nd one, not counting the virtual safety cars, because there were also 2 already. But we haven't even have the half of the race distance yet. So let's see how often a lot of them pitted. Mark, for example, pitted for the third time now. He's now way back, but on the hard tires. And I think he can make it on that one because it's 16 laps and hard tires are possible. And yeah, I don't know when Rupert and Marcy are going into the pits because their softs are quite old. Not that, but as I say that, Rupert is going into the pits for, let's see, oh, Flex Marcy is as well, and Velocity maybe too. He is going for the hard tires, and Marcy is as well, I think, I assume, or he's, no. Oh, I think Marcy started on softs, so this is his second stop, exactly. And that's why he can do a medium kind of. But these mediums need to last like 15 laps or even 16. And he's getting out in a little bit of traffic, but still in second. Yeah, he gets a little 5-second penalty for a severe collision with his Velocity. Oh! He rammed him into the side, but I think he has nothing more. No, it doesn't even look like he has front wing damage. I think he could save that one. But he will be pretty angry, I think, about what happens. So let's see how they're closing into the safety car, building a nice line of drivers. And yeah, now also people at the back of the table can close up to the front ones, and that's of course a nice thing about those safety cars, that we can see a lot of new action out on the track because the drivers are closer together. So let's see when the safety car comes in. Normally it shows it around down when it's down here, if it comes in or not, or if it's going to stay or out another lap, and I think it is. So let's see. Safety car laps will, oh, and Burkhoff gets 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. 5 seconds, that's a lot. So yeah, let's take a look what will happen next time around. I'm a little bit unhappy about that I couldn't capture the events, especially with the last one. I was on the right camera, I was at the right car, but I didn't have the right camera to film the accident, and that's a little bit unlucky. But the other accidents, I wasn't really there. I was somewhere else at some other battles. But yeah, I think some unfortunate events already 4 drivers out after half of the race. See, hopefully the rest of the race can continue without any other unlucky disturbance. As they're making their way down the second DRS straight again. And let's see if the safety car comes in this lap. Yes, it does. So we will see Rupert preparing for the restart, and I hope that we won't see these accidents as they happened at the first restart, because oh, carefully, Marcy, they're a little bit tight together. So I know they want. Oh, South left the session. Oh no, South was just watching, so everything's okay. But yeah, let's take a look. Rupert is leading the group to the start and finish line. Hit the test kits again. I think 5 seconds for exceeding the track limits, but now you have to be very carefully as a driver at the front as well as a driver at the back, because you need to hit the right point at the restart as the green flags were waved. And Flexus Marcy is, I think, no, he tried a little bit to attack, but he's too far away, so he has to wait at least. Oh, and we have a lot of position change down the order, and there was a crash, I think, again. I think with Daryl something, because he lost a lot of places, and Velocity is now out of the session as well. Hopefully we won't have another safety car, because apart from that being very unfortunate, somewhere right here, I think. But yeah, let's see if Alexis Marcy and Rupert are really battling for the first place, for the win of this last race. And I'm not quite sure right now, but none of them is involved in the second place fight. It's only Black Panther, Iceman and Mark. What happened there? A little bit of contact, I think. Yeah, but the Speed Booster is now in the fourth. I think it was in third before. Black Panther got a little bit further. And it seems like the Black Panther really wants the second place, because he will be the one to beat. That means Iceman and Mark needs to be. Well, Iceman isn't there, even though he wrote it in the Steam announcement. Well, yeah, no big deal. But Mark has currently would have get 2 points with his ninth place, but he needs at least 12 points more than Iceman, or at least 13 points to be in front of Iceman at the end. And that's not the case currently. So I don't know if Mark is able to climb up the order, but I think Black Panther has made a very good race so far, so he can be up there until the end of the race, as well as Speed Booster and Rupert, because those guys are now on hard tires and need to carry them for like another 12-13 laps, and that's absolutely possible. Of course, those guys will not be as fast as they are right now, and as they would be on mediums or softs, and as most of the other guys on mediums, I think, will stop again, at least the people on 10 or 9 laps. So not everybody, basically people on 5 laps of mediums could go to the end. I think I wouldn't try it. But yeah, so basically if they're going to, oh, and Marcy sets another fastest time. I think last one was Mark's, but now it's a 1:38. And Burkov was disqualified from the session because of ignoring the drive-through penalty. Right, he had one. Oh, that's of course unfortunate, but that's also correct from the game to disqualify him for not doing what he should do. So yeah, that's already 6 drivers out there, and we have just 12 laps until some of those drivers, Marcy or Rupert, are crossing the line. Who will be crossing? And we're seeing a nice battle here through the chicane between the two US straights, corners 8 and 9, and now we were seeing pole position fighting back for his position, regaining now 6th place, and now to 11, 12, 13, and now 14. This battle will go on for a little bit. I think as long as Barney can hold on to pole position, he seemed to be fast enough even to overtake him, but now it's looking like a little bit like pole position is getting away on the slower part of the circuit. And as well is Mark approaching to Barney. And was there someone? No, there was no one. So those could get involved into another interesting fight as Birkhoff left the session. Really a little bit angry about himself, maybe also about the game, because sometimes it has its bugs. Maybe it didn't tell him that he has this drive-through penalty, but I think it had. So yeah, maybe he thought he didn't deserve it, so he didn't went for it. But yeah, in the end it resulted in a even worse result than he thought it could, and maybe we see Barney now going in for it again down into corner 8. As pole position runs really wide, I think to avoid Barney. I don't know, is he now behind Mark even? Yes, he is. Or did he just brake at the wrong point? That is possible too, because Mark is now fighting for 6th place with Barney, and oh, spins him off. A little bit dangerous, this maneuver, but oh, hypnotize is hypnotized. Where's pole position? Oh, pole position already passed Barney. So Barney was a little bit spun by Mark. Not a really fair maneuver, but yeah, that's racing. And there's already Wecke. So Mark maybe sees his opportunity to get to the front, to Rupert and Marcy. With being the pole sitter means that he was able to drive the fastest lap of all of those drivers. And maybe he tries to get the firework sparkling for him at the end of the race. But that will be a really hard challenge. And we can look at Barney fighting back up to pole position again. Those two are nearly battling every lap, and he's going for it again. Past pole position, down into corner 8 and 9. And now pole position gets his chance, gets the DRS down this straight. And what I was talking about previously with only one DRS activation zone is false, as you can see here, because now on the 2nd straight, of course, pole position got the DRS, so there's a second detection zone after the chicane, I think, between corner 9 and 10, and now we're seeing pole position and Barney going again through a little slower part of the circuit, being the only really battle happening right now. And our pole position has already 13 laps on soft mediums. No one has softs. And let's see what that means for his performance. I think those softs are slowly getting worse. And he has a little bit of lag, seems like. I think that was... Oh, and he even left the session. But I just need a second to take a sip of water. And there are Hypnotize in pole position, battling for 8th place, and Hypnotize is getting past pole position because of the half as old mediums of Hypnotize. And I think pole position soon has to get into the pits, maybe this round, maybe next one, but should be going for it. Otherwise, is getting a 3-second time penalty. We've seen more penalties, but there have been a lot of penalties for collisions lately. Not lately, but along the whole race. And here we have, and Speed Booster is already at Black Panther's back. At Black Panther's tail, going for it onto the first DRS straight, and pole position has joined and then can retake his cockpit. I hope it was his strategy to... As Wake gets another time penalty, and this time 5 seconds. So basically Wake has now 8 seconds, that makes no sense. 6 seconds, 8 seconds would make sense, but I don't know right now. I'm not sure. But yeah, Speed Booster is at the back of Black Panther. And surely is trying to get that 3rd place, which would be good for Mark, because of course Mark is trying to get in front of Black Panther and to get more points than him, especially in the first few places. There are they have a lot of points difference. So yeah, he just needed a few places up there where he needed like 10 or even more places down the order. But let's take a look if Speed Booster can pass Black Panther. Their tires are nearly equally old, but of course Speed Booster has now the advantage of DRS again. But it looks a little bit like Speed Booster got a worse exit out of turn 7 than Black Panther. And let's see if the other DRS straight looks a little bit like Black Panther gets a little bit away from him after every after corners. And pole position and Eagle just switch places, I think. Now Eagle's still behind pole position, as Daryl sets a new top time with a 1:38.412, and it looked like Eagle was close to pole position. Maybe he was, but maybe there was some lag, because that's pretty much what it looked like. Suddenly being like 1 second behind. I don't think he made a mistake, but could also be possible. But in the game it looked kind of buggy, so let's look back at Speed Booster. So he's still in 4th, trying to get the 3rd place. And Mark is a little bit losing time to this leading group. He's now 9 seconds off. And Marcy is still leading the race, and he could be the winner at the end because he has now 4 seconds. And wait, no, speed booster is not going for it. So Marcy has 4 seconds to Rupert, a little bit of time to chill, to look at the tire temperatures, not to overheat them, and to look a little bit at your car. Yeah, I think with a little bit of caution he surely can hold this first place for the next 5-6 laps. A speed booster is still trying to get past Black Panther, but Black Panther is a really hard rival. They're actually they're 1 and 2 in the Drivers' Championship, but Speed Booster is first place, as I often mentioned. And so basically, Speed Booster should be a little bit faster, but he isn't. That could be because of the track. Other reasons I can't really think of, but yeah, every driver has his favorite track, or sometimes there's even a difference between favorite track and the track they're really fast in. Of course, you like a track you're fast in, but sometimes you just like a track because of its design, because of its flow through the corners. And sometimes that can also mean that you're not that fast on that track. But Speed Booster is now again gaining a lot on Black Panther, but is not going for it. So it stays for him in this 4th place. And I think we'll take a look down at Eagle, because he's also getting close to someone, and that is pole position. And we don't want to always look at Speed Booster, but is Speed Booster getting closer? Not really, no. A little bit off now. At Black Panther gets 3 seconds with multiple warnings. I think maybe exceeding track limits. So maybe Speed Booster has still a chance. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Black Panther has 9 seconds worth of penalties. And that would mean that he's of course behind Speed Booster at the end of the race, and currently not behind Mark, because Mark is like 10 seconds behind now even. But yeah, though he would be behind Speed Booster. And Eagle and pole position are also battling a little bit at these 3 to 4 laps of the race. And hopefully we will see a quite interesting end now, maybe with an overtake of Speed Booster or Eagle. Someone else isn't really in the range for an overtake maneuver. I hope just everyone can hold on to their tires, especially people like Barney, because 13 laps old mediums are not easy to drive on. And yeah, then we have ended a very interesting race with a lot of safety cars. But yeah, still was exciting at some point. A lot of the restarts were of course exciting, especially the first one with a lot of incidents, even though those incidents weren't really weren't as severe as all of the DNFs. There were just loads of front wings flying around. And yeah, Eagle can't really get closer to pole position, so maybe he won't get this done until the end of the race. But if you take a look on the track map, then you can see, maybe I just put that off, that the gaps between like 4th and 5th are really big. That gap is between like I think it is 8 and no, not 8. The first two are pretty close. Then there's a big gap between 2 and 3. Then a big gap between Black Speed Booster's overtaking Black Panther after the second DRS straight into the corners 11, 12, and 13, into this little bit, into this even trickier chicane after a long straight, and now he's in third place. And now, in theory, Black Panther is now even closer to Mark. So Mark would need to gain 4.5 seconds to even get per round to even get close to Black Panther. That is obviously not really possible, but yeah, it would be kind of funny though. But also at the top we have Rupert now, 0.7 seconds close to Flex Marcy. Did Marcy do some mistakes or what? Because normally Marcy had like 4 seconds. Oh, but that could also a reason for that could be that Marcy has old softs, and those old softs are really worn off. Oh, he had to brake a lot to not go into Marcy's back there. But now I think no, not really. Or will he take this opportunity? Will he brake more? And they're going side by side. Oh, and Rupert is taking the. But Marcy just jumped. Oh, and spun him around. But yeah, Marcy. Of course, that no. Oh, no. That was not what he deserved. That was not what he deserved. He cut the corner, yes. He maybe shouldn't be first, but at least second was his trophy in this last race, Abu Dhabi, and now he gets also 3 seconds, because his tires are now that slippery that he can do nothing about it. And I hope he can hold these 8 seconds to Mark. I think he can, because in one lap you can hold 8 seconds. But that looks very dangerous to me. And pole position is maybe doing one last overtake. Toffee, no, he's not. Oh, Toffee has also these little not lockups, but these moments with the back, because the S-Flex is Mark. Oh no, I just switched away from him. He was sliding all over the place, as well as Toffee is, and I hope just Toffee can keep it to the end. Should look that, especially he shouldn't be battling that much with pole position because his tires are done. Pole position has much better tires than him, so hopefully we'll see Toffee finishing. But yeah, let's see. I think now at the DRS straight we'll see the difference between the tires, and Marcy left the session. Yeah, flipping out in the last few corners is a very bad experience. As Rupert, oh, I didn't even get the fireworks there, but yeah, Rupert takes first place, takes the win in Abu Dhabi. Speed Booster is second, Mark in third, Black Panther in fourth, and Barney in fifth, which actually means Mark gained more points than Black Panther, but not 15 more. It's something like, I think 25, 20, 18, 15, if I'm not wrong, or 17, 15. So he got 2 or 3 points more than Black Panther. That means that Black Panther is still in second place, and Mark is still in fourth place because, or is it enough? I think 15 points would be enough to jump in front of Iceman. And oh yeah, the AI is doing a little bit shit, and that's it with a few lags. And Daryl in 11th place with just 11 drivers finishing of 18. We're seeing here now Rupert on top of the podium with Speed Booster in second place and Mark in third. So a mixed podium this time. Pretty funny. With a Red Bull, a Renault and a Ferrari. I'm not sure what this means for the Constructors' Championship. Because Ferrari gained a lot more points than Mercedes, I think. Let's take a look at the results. We have Rupert in first, Speed Booster in second, Mark in third, as we said. In the background, the fireworks. Then Black Panther in fourth, Barney in fifth. The first Mercedes with this is in sixth with Hypnotize. And then we have Toffee and Eagle pole position, Wacke and Daryl, Texas Massive Velocity, Mealy, Nunes, South, Emilio and Burkhoff disqualified. Yeah, and let's quickly scroll through the incidents for our race leader to look at them, to note some of them, but then we can go back. So we have now these 7 drivers, I think, down here, disqualified from the race. That is not a good result for... Oh, I'm sorry. I just tabbed out of my game. That is not a that good result for this round. So, thank you all for watching this playback of the race, of the last race of Abu Dhabi. And I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next season. There might be a few changes coming up, but we'll keep you informed about how next season starts. And that's it with season 11 in the B split. Season 12 ended already, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 for the A split, and we have confirmation of the podium of the season is Speed Booster in first, Black Panther in second, and Mark in third. Oh yes, that was what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about. So we have P1 is Mark, P1 is Speed Booster, P2 is Black Panther, and P3 is Mark for the 11th season of the ORL B split. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to join next time. We're coming live next time. We're going to go to the next season or to the qualification or something like that for the next season. And see you then. Bye bye.